Hi, this is Tom. Welcome to my channel. I wanted to show something pretty neat, which is a web app that was built in Gemini and Canvas. And I gave Gemini a report that I created in Notebook LM. And I asked it to create a web app from the report. And the first few, it was pretty neat. I didn't give it any instructions. It says to write a web app from the report. And it built something similar to what I'm showing, except that none of the images worked except for the Monet one. So the report has these different sections. And it has, I don't know, about 8 artists. So, okay, it looks like the Gauguin one isn't working, but all the others are working. Okay. Well, at first, only the Monet one worked, and none of the others worked. And I went through several iterations of it, and finally got them all to work, except for some reason Gauguin isn't working. Here it is right here, not working. And I'll tell it about Gauguin. Let's see. Gauguin isn't working. Okay. And it'll redo this. Anyway, the prompt, I asked it like what made it work. And this is the secret sauce here. It says to ensure the native source files load reliably without errors, you must route all Wikimedia Commons images through their dynamic API endpoint. So what happened was it failed a number of times. And then when I got it to work, I said, well, what'd you do to make it work? And it told me, and I said, well, write yourself a prompt that I can give you in future sessions so that it'll work. And I wrote this prompt. So I'm going to put this prompt in the description of the video. And if you're interested in building an app like this, you can just open up a session of Gemini and ask it for an art web app and give it the prompt that I give you, and then it should be able to create these images like what it's showing. Now, something to point out, this is important to know. So there's a couple of ways that AI can render images. So one way is, let's see if that fixed it. So one way is it can use image generation, just like when you do create image. So it has an image generator. And to do that in a web app, you need to have an API that you call. Another way is, so that would mean like I couldn't just take this code and copy and paste and deploy it. I'd have to do extra work to make it work. But the way that this is doing it is just through links. And so I could just take the code here and deploy it on the internet, no problem. So that's a neat thing. Wonder if the Gauguin worked. Drum roll, please. Coming down to Gauguin. One more. And no, it didn't work. Okay, well, I'll see if I can get that to work and maybe update the prompt if so. But otherwise, I will include the prompt in the description of the video. And if you liked this little app here, this is really neat. I've been working with this for a long time, and this is a lot better. This is like 8 out of 9 or something that it's gotten. And so really cool that the technology is improving to where it's able to do this sort of thing. Well, thanks for watching, and until next time.